do I think about the expats in Amsterdam? Well, that's nice. I think they're great because my first job in Amsterdam was in an international company, so I met loads of expats and I genuinely had the best time of my life there. And since then, probably my closest friends are expats. They're not Dutch because they come here to Amsterdam mostly with the reason because Amsterdam is this cool place to work and live in, and they share my feelings about that, you know? They want to go out, they want to have a good time, work as well, but still enjoy their stay here. And I miss that in a lot of Dutch people because they're, you know, at their place and they're happy and they don't think outside of their boundaries. And if you're an expat and you leave your country to live and work here, you know, you're exploring and you're going past your own boundaries and you're exploring new things. And I want to do that with them in my own country. You know, the things the expats have taught me about Amsterdam are way more than I knew about Amsterdam. I learned so much from them, and I teach them a bit about being Dutch and about all the cool places I know as well. So, you know, it's a good relationship I have with my expats.
Expats for me is obviously since I've come here, it's introduced me to a wider mix of what I call as Europeans. Come from England, that was also always a distant thing for me. Like I considered myself very separate from Europe and didn't quite get it. Considered it a place I'd visit when I was really old, like 65. Going to India and other places, but as I came over here, I was introduced to obviously Dutch people and also people from France, Germany, Italy, Latvia, you know, all these countries in my head which are people I've never met to before, and it's really kind of, I don't know, it's matured me as a person and made me feel more European to the point that I think, Christ, what's England going on about? I want to join the European bloody Union because half the countries over here are doing a damn sight better than, you know, in terms of the society and the way they run them. We're actually a lot more mature than what we have back over there. So I now say as an overhead far more European. I'd also say that as an expat, you can become stuck within your expat bubble and never meet a Dutch person. And often stand in a bar and say, let's go to one of those Dutch bars as if it's, hang on, I'm in Holland. I must confess to speaking only one language, and that's English. Though I am attempting to learn Dutch at this moment after 3 years of failing miserably.
Like most Dutch people, we speak English as well. But that's about it. I speak a little bit of French and a little bit of German because I, you know, high school and university. But that's about it. English and Dutch, that's it. Yeah, how do I feel about people not talking Dutch here in Holland? I mean, that's a difficult one because all Dutch people are so used to talking English that we do it naturally, basically. If we know that you can't speak Dutch, you know, why do all the sign language and just, you know, talk English to each other? You know, that's the easy way. And maybe that doesn't help the expats or the foreigners a lot because they get stuck talking English to everybody all the time instead of talking Dutch. But if I was foreigner, I wouldn't want to speak Dutch. I mean, the language is horrible, really, to learn and to, you know, to listen to. So I don't really mind speaking English, and, you know, I hope you don't mind speaking English back to me. If you want me to talk in Dutch, I'll talk in Dutch, but I'd rather do English if you don't know what the fuck you're saying. What I would change is the tendency that everything has to change now. You know, I talked about the red light district, I talked about the coffee shops. You know, people want to close that, people want to change that and make Amsterdam more clean. But that has to stop. We have to just remain the way we were, open-minded and be relaxed about everything. But, you know, with the political climate at the moment, people want to change everything, and you notice that in the people as well. A lot of Dutch people now are really skeptical about so many things that actually are just normal and great stuff here, and that we need to go back to the basics, back to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and just be relaxed again. Dutch people are no longer relaxed, I feel. We should relax. That's the attitude I want to change. I want to change the Amsterdam attitude back to the good old days, although far before my time, obviously. But yeah, that should change right now.
it's worrying if they do decide to change it. Actually, there's a tension in the air at the moment to like kind of fall into line with other European countries, and I think that would be sad if they do it. Sometimes I do think, maybe this is me being moralistic, when I think of the red light district. While I like the idea of prostitution being legalised to the safest, sometimes I feel sad of prostitutes in windows and tourists coming steering and leering, and I don't know if sometimes that almost adds a veneer of respectability to it. So whilst one doesn't want to encourage the idea of to prostitute oneself, sometimes I think, okay, does it need to be a tourist attraction in that sense? Sometimes an element, while I understand about the soft drugs and that, but it's a shame that you get a rougher element around, I think of English culture sometimes, that kind of stuff we all kind of despise as stereotypical, like, let's go, we can see the girls, and sometimes I think that's a bit sad, but again, that's the way, that's freedom, isn't it? It attracts all types, so, and that means it's open for everyone, so that's maybe the price we have to pay, I think. So I'd say, just change nothing.
Exciting.
Calm.
Open-minded. That was one word, right? Open-minded. Open-minded.
One thing about Amsterdam, you can meet everyone and everywhere, and you never know about the time and the place.
Okay.